Hey folks, Dr. Mike here for Renaissance Periodization. Today's quick tip is how to eyeball your macros and actually get really good results. Insert every eyeballing joke you can. Ogling the opposite sex. Hey, it's 2022. Ogling the same sex. Just ogling is a really good idea. So check this out. Eyeballing macros tends to be associated with the fact that you're just making these radical errors and you're going to be a fat fuck or too skinny or some shit like that. You got to track, you got to measure, you got to weigh everything on a food scale. All the serious people do it. Hold on. That has a lot of truth to it. If you're a beginner and you don't know what the hell you're doing, don't eyeball your macros. You need to get something like the RP Diet Coach app. I'm just saying, every time you subscribe to it, I get a tiny bit of money. If CEO of RP, Mr. Nick Shaw, decides I get money that week, which he usually doesn't. And then it goes to making sure I eat, making sure the house has heat and water, but most of it goes to the Lamborghini Fund, as you guys are already very well aware. RP Diet Coach app, it does all the macros for you. So you just weigh shit out on a scale and it tells you exactly how many macros everything has. It takes care of it. And, even if you're not going to buy a product, no fucking worries. There's tons of good shit out there. MyFitnessPal, whatever, Macro Factor, all good stuff. At some point, after you use these apps for a few months, maybe longer, you're pretty damn good at knowing how much proteins, fats, and carbs are in some shit. You do it all the fucking time. And if you remotely look at the app and read the shit instead of just saying, oh, tell me what to do, you get pretty used to eyeballing your macros pretty well. At the very least, you have some reference ranges. This is especially true if you're eating pretty clean, basic foods much of the time. Okay, a cup of rice just looks like a fucking cup of rice. It's not fucking rocket science. If you have been eating out, but it's at the similar places. So like if you go to Chipotle and they always put the same number of scoops or whatever, and even if you go at a similar time and that one girl's always there, you realize half of you is going for the food, the half is being like, hey, Stacy, do they wear name tags at Chipotle? Scott, do they wear name tags at Chipotle? I don't think they do. You're not encouraged to speak to them as humans, just as burrito manufacturing machines, of which often they are terrible at, but that's neither here nor there. In any case, you go to Chipotle, and the same person makes your burrito every time because you always go at 2:39 p.m. exactly. They think you're probably a serial killer, and they're correct. And you kind of get used to how much food you're eating, right? And you've gone through the task of going to Chipotle.com and looking at their nutrition facts and calculating all out. Then the burrito's roughly the same fucking size, so you kind of memorize the macros after a while. And if you've been doing the shit for 6 months plus, you get damn good at eyeballing your macros. You're just really used to the shit. If someone's like, how much protein is that? You're like, it's probably about 40 grams. They weigh it. They're like, holy shit, 38 grams. How the fuck did you know that? You're like, it's not my first day eating and counting shit. So if you are in that position where you're getting really good at it, you can feel free to eyeball and just track on estimates. You can write down shit in your app just through eyeballing, and here's how you do it. On maintenance, if you're not gaining or losing weight as part of your goal, you can for sure eyeball. As a matter of fact, it's a really good idea because a lot of times, look, I fucking designed and sell a fucking app. It's a huge fraction of my income that has you track all the shit. I'll be the first person to tell you that when you're on maintenance, taking a break from the app is probably a good idea every now and again. So maintenance, maybe take a little bit of a break from tracking super meticulously and just eyeball it if you're comfortable. If you're on a massing phase, a muscle gain phase, yeah, probably using apps is a very good idea. But if you're gaining weight on track and you're used to eyeballing, no problems, right? If you're gaining weight off track, maybe not a good idea. On a fat loss phase, if you're not stalling, if you're losing weight according to exactly how much weight you should be losing or roughly, then you are totally fine to continue eyeballing. Now, if you're in a muscle gain phase and you're not gaining as much weight as you need to be, or you're gaining too fast, I would recommend going back to formal tracking. At least give it some thought, because clearly eyeballing is not fucking working. If you are on a fat loss phase, there's another big problem. When you're in a fat loss phase, your perception changes because you start to be hungry. And a billion years of evolution makes you start to misestimate sizes. You're like, yes, this genetically engineered massive apple has 15 grams of carbs. Like, motherfucker's got 75. What are you talking about? You're like, no, it's 15. All apples are 15. You start lying to yourself. I would weigh and track and measure and use the RP Diet Coach app or some shit like that, because then, you can't lie to yourself if you put the fucking shit on the scale and it's like, okay, it's 37 grams of carbs. Like, God damn it. I wanted to pretend it was 25 so I could eat more. If that's you, fuck eyeballing. But if you're good and you're losing weight on track, keep going. Unless you're stuck on fat loss or muscle gain, worrying about 20 to 40 gram swings in various nutrients, like if you're eating like 200 grams of protein a day, 300 grams of carbs, and like whatever, 60 grams of fat, if you're worrying about 20 to 30 swings on protein, gram-wise, 30 to 40 swings of carbs, and like 15 to 10 swings on fats, that's fucking insanity. It all averages out. And to come back to an earlier point, if you're losing on track, who gives a fuck? Someone could be like, well, you should be measuring more precisely because then you're estimating more accurately. You're like, so that I can do what? Like lose weight on track? Like, I'm already doing that. Oh shit. With almost no effort, minimal effort, if you're getting great results, you can eyeball. It's totally cool. And here's the last exclamation mark on this little talk for today. Your favorite top bodybuilders? Most of them eyeball. Some of them use a food scale in rare circumstances. Many of them can't count. I'll see you guys next time.